This is Matthew Cratter from Bitcoin University, and today I wanted to talk about a part of the debt ceiling deal that we're beginning to hear about this weekend, and that is the part that the Bitcoin mining tax has been defeated. It looks like McCarthy has enough votes in the House to get this deal through, and there's a lot of optimism as we speak. Now, the tax we're talking about was a White House attack on Bitcoin miners in the US. This was called the DAME tax, which stands for the Digital Asset Mining Energy Excise Tax. And what it attempted to do was, after a phase-in period, Bitcoin miners would face a tax equal to 30% of the cost of the electricity they used in mining. And it looks like Warren Davidson, who is a U.S. representative, Republican U.S. representative for Ohio's 8th Congressional District, he has assured Pierre Rochard on Twitter that one of the victories of this deal is blocking this DAME excise tax. So it looks like, if this is all correct, there will not be a tax on Bitcoin miners in the U.S., at least now. It was great to see this from one side of the aisle from the Republicans, as well as this tweet, which has been circulating from RFK, who's obviously a Democrat, talking about, yes, energy use, Bitcoin mining energy use is a concern, though somewhat overstated, but Bitcoin mining use is about the same as video games, and no one is calling for a ban on those. The environmental argument is a selective pretext to suppress anything that threatens elite power structures, Bitcoin, for example. I think this is very encouraging. We're seeing U.S. politicians from both sides of the aisle are increasingly courting Bitcoiners. And as we said a couple of days ago, this was unthinkable even 5 years ago, but I think it will increase going forward. I made a video about this, which I'll link to in the description notes below, talking about Bitcoiners as a powerful new political force, especially in the US. If you're enjoying this video so far, I just ask you to hit that subscribe button and help this channel get to 200,000 subscribers. We're very close. Now, it's a good thing that this Bitcoin mining tax was defeated. This was a completely unfair, targeted tax that would have actually had a worse environmental impact than the Biden administration says it would have. It would have driven U.S. Bitcoin miners to countries with dirtier grids. And in addition, it was an unfair attack on a completely legal and legitimate industry that provides jobs and tax revenues. And as I argued at the time when the White House came out with this proposal, the bigger point was that the usage of basic utilities like electricity, water, internet, etc. should not be politicized by either party. And if a political party imposes special taxes on industries that they don't like, then they should be ready for an opposing political party to do the same thing to them when they retake power. This is just not a good way to run the economy. If you have this much government influence, it's very difficult for companies to make long-term capital allocation plans, like investing in Bitcoin mining rigs, which last for many years. Furthermore, and here's the bigger point, banning Bitcoin mining, banning anything in the Bitcoin ecosystem is a little bit like sawing off the branch that you are sitting on. It ends up hurting you and your country much more than that branch. And I think that if you support technologies that make human lives better, like light bulbs, electricity, running water, indoor plumbing, indoor heating and cooling, then you should also support Bitcoin. Private property rights for 8 billion people, private property rights that protects them from dictators and totalitarians and central bankers. But I am repeating myself. China tried to ban Bitcoin mining, and it ended up becoming the world's #2 Bitcoin miner. And this tells you something about how Bitcoin mining functions when one of the most repressive governments in the world, the Chinese Communist Party, the CCP, is unable to put a stop to Bitcoin mining. That tells you something about how Bitcoin mining works. Even if the U.S. had levied this tax, it probably would have driven the large Bitcoin mining companies overseas, but it would not have stopped Bitcoin mining in the U.S. You can't stop people mining Bitcoin in their garages, for example. The bigger question, which I'm always getting, is, will X kill Bitcoin? Will quantum computing, will the Biden excise tax, will this or that kill Bitcoin? And the answer is no. That's why it might make some sense to get yourself some more of this stuff while it is still so cheap. And it's important to realize that even while Bitcoin has rallied quite a bit off the lows, it's still incredibly inexpensive. The market cap of all the Bitcoin in the world that's been mined so far is 541 billion. When we compare that to the circulating value, the total value of all the gold in the world that's ever been mined, that's ever been dug up out of the ground and saved, the value of that is 12 trillion compared to just 500 billion for Bitcoin. And then if we compare that to the value of all the assets in the world, which is something like 500 trillion, depending how you measure it, it's very, very easy to see how much upside Bitcoin has and how much purchasing power I expect it to gain in the coming years. Another nice way of looking at it is Knut Svanholm's book and his meme that Bitcoin is worth everything divided by 21 million. And this also includes all the future value. So if you're a future inventor and you create a way to travel beyond the solar system, or you create a new quantum computer, or you create a way of doing nuclear fusion or something like this, you will be investing your royalties and your savings in Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is also a call option on human ingenuity for the next thousands of years. And this is one way you can think of Bitcoin being worth everything divided by 21 million, not just everything that exists today, but everything in terms of value that will exist going forward as Bitcoin becomes more and more the global monetary asset. If you found this video helpful, be sure to hit that subscribe and like button. Hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when I publish my next video. And let me know your questions and comments in the comment section below. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.